Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how to do some of the steps in your pattern for this blanket wrap, and it's going to demonstrate, or this video I'm going to demonstrate how I get these little accent row stitches, because there are 3 different stitches on this item, plus how to do the accent straight line, how we insert that. And I use, believe it or not, I use a bobby pin to do it. You can use a tapestry needle or a crochet hook, but I'll show you how I do it with a bobby pin. And of course it's optional if you don't want that extra line in there, but it's part of the design detail. And also I want to point out with the fringe, part of the design is using where I put the fringe. Of course you do it how you like it, but if you like how I did it, I followed the color. Oh, let me get, I'm on the wrong side. There's a wrong side and a right side. So where I have my accent row, I followed that down with the fringe so it would match up. And then my starting fringe is the solid color. And then again you can see in the middle, and if you look at the big picture of me wearing it, you'll see also it's subtle, but I like the look of that. It might not be your taste, and you make it how you like it. This is your blanket wrap. Okay, so the first part that I want to show you, this works if you've ever done mosaic. This works like mosaic crochet, or it is a form of mosaic. So I'm at the end of color 1 row, and these are I use these 2 yarns. They've been reworked so many times. They're just an inexpensive value yarn that I use for testing things and stitches, all of that. And it holds up really well. This has been reworked many times. Okay, so I'm at the end of my first color row, and I carry up the main color up the side on the wrong side. You can see there where I carried it up, but not with the color number 2, but I will for demonstration purposes. So I'm at the end, I'm going to change color. So just as I'm bringing in the next loop, pull it in, chain 1, pull that snug there, and I'm going to start working single crochet until I get to what is marked in your pattern as the accent row. So for this demonstration, 4 from the start and 4 from the end. Now, being that I'm on the wrong side, you'll see in your pattern when you're working on the wrong side, which is the side that does not have the accent stitch, wrong side here, right side here. So I'm on the wrong side, and because the accent stitch will be showing on this side, I'm only going to work in the back loop on the accent stitch here, number 4, to leave it available when I come back to do the accent treble crochet. And then I'll work my single crochet across this row. Until I get to my next stitch where I need to do an accent. I'll keep working. And you'll get to where you won't need to look at the pattern as you do each section. And because the color 1 sections are an uneven number, sometimes it's going to be the front loop that you stitch or the back loop, depending which one you're on. And if you think you might get confused because maybe you're watching a show or listening to audiobook, you can tie a color to the right side so that you always remember. I made that mistake. Or put a stitch marker, just something that's really going to stand out to you to remind you that you're working the right side or the wrong side. Getting to my next accent stitch. be 4 from the end. Where am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I know that this is where it will fall. Keep that count correct. Follow the pattern, your accent stitch numbers. Turning to the right one, yes. Otherwise, your row will look wonky. And they should look like a stripe going through your garment, or wrap, however you like to refer to your wraps. At the end, I have to make sure I get both those stitches in here. Keep things nice and straight. Okay, so when I chain one and turn, I'm going to come back and do regular crochets along this whole row. No more front and back stitches. Okay, so you see how this stitch right here in the front is unworked? We're going to hook in there, which I'll show you in the next clip. Alright, so I've done the 2 rows in the color number 2, and I'm going to change color again. I'll bring up color number 1, chain 2. That does not count as a stitch, that gives height only. Turn, and I'm going to work up to where I need to put in my accent stitch, which for the demonstration is row number 4. So I go around twice, I'm going to do a treble, look to the right side, and there it is. There's my unworked stitch from 2 rows earlier. Pull through and then complete the treble crochet. Skip that because we worked it in the front. Go into the next stitch, the 5th stitch, 4th stitch. You can see here it goes unworked. Both of these. Same here. So when we turn it around, you can see they line up. Let me work a couple more. Show you the contrast a little bit better. Whoops. I'm a little close to the camera, but I want to make sure you can see the stitches. And it's going to be hard to see it, but you'll know where it is because of your stitch count. There we go. 3 in, 4th stitch. 1, 2, 3 in, 4th stitch. And remember, this chain 2 doesn't count as a row. Alright, so that's how you do the accent row. So for your accent, or your second type of accent, to give it a plaid look, I've worked a double strand of the color number 2 yarn. In this case, I used Big Twist Value in soft gray. This is a stone color. I really like this color. This yarn has been nice to work with as well. So how to measure it, depending how long you want yours. I made mine quite long. I'm 5'11", and I'm I'd say about a size 12, a size large. So to be big enough to go around me, mine's pretty long, and also it's meant to be a blanket wrap, so it should be pretty generous fitting, but still stylish enough that if you need to go out in it for errands or lunch, something like that, you just want to throw on, it looks nice enough to go with your jeans and boots or whatever your style is. Alright, so the length, you want to go the length of your wrap times 2, hold it up, and then give yourself some extra room at the bottom. And when you're pulling it through, make sure that you keep stretching it and it doesn't get tight and bunched, because you will have to secure it. I wrapped mine through here, and then I'm also going to put a fringe on here. If you want to knot it gently, you can do that. Just depends what your preference is. So I gave mine, it was 12 inches plus the length, and then doubled over. So once you get started, you don't want to have to go back and cut more. And if you have extra, you can use that in your fringe. All right, so I used a bobby pin. I tried it with a tapestry needle, and I found that it was cutting through and fraying the yarn. So I decided I liked a bobby pin and to use a rounded edge for that. So decide where you want it to go. I did it 8 rows in, so it's about 2 rows from the accent stitch. And that way if you get lost as you're working, you can just easily count over, because it's not going to be a perfectly straight line, being that I used 2 different stitches in the body. Alright, so go in and do this on the right side of it, the correct side, or the pretty side, the right side, not right to left. Okay, go through and make sure that you're making big sweeps so that the color shows, that you're only going under. I would just go under a little row right there, under and over, under and over. And you see the rounded edge doesn't split your yarn. And do one section at a time, section being from here to here, so that if it looks a little bit sideways, you don't have to pull the whole thing out. See, I did that and it got straight. Again, so I'm going over, so it's very visual. Now, when you get to the color 2 row, you want to go under that, not over it, and then come up the other side. Make sure this is up. I didn't have any trouble with the yarn sliding out when I pulled it through. Let me see. Maybe since I'm filming it'll act up on me. Yes, it is. That's okay. But that's how I did it. And pull them snug. Check the second side, because it might bunch on you back there. And that's not what we're trying to do, right? We want nice, smooth, even lines. And if you have to pull it out to redo it, you can do that. I didn't have to pull out to rethread it. If it slips from here, I just, slide it back in. It's not a big deal. So that's how I did the accent row. And it gives it a little bit more of a modern plaid feel when it's not all the way across. You certainly can do it on your center accent rows in between them if you like a more traditional plaid look, but I just wanted something a little bit more I don't even know that I would call it modern looking, but I am calling it modern looking. I think it looks a little bit fresher when it's not a very traditional plaid. But you do it how you like it. Again, it's your wrap. And of course, if you make this, tag me. I would love to see what colors you use. I don't have anything in this green, and green is my favorite color. Green and orange, you notice I make a lot in that if you follow me. Check the description for more information and how to get a pattern of your own to make this beautiful wrap.